Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into an essential topic for winning more gunfights, and we're going to be comparing three things: tapping, bursting, and spraying your guns. In Valorant, mastering your shooting technique is crucial, so let's break down each method and see which one you should use in different situations. First up, we have tapping. Tapping is all about precision. You fire one shot at a time, allowing your crosshair to reset between shots. This technique is perfect for long-range engagements where accuracy is key, especially with weapons like the Guardian or the Vandal. So here are some pros and cons for tapping. The pros are you have high accuracy, it conserves ammo, and it's ideal for winning long-distance gunfights. The cons are it has lower damage output and requires steady aim and patience, which pretty much 95% of Valorant players don't have. So if you're picking off your enemies from distance, tapping is your best bet. Let's talk about bursting. Bursting involves firing a shot controlled burst of 2 to 5 bullets. This method strikes a balance between accuracy and firepower at the same time, making it a versatile weapon for mid-range combat, especially with weapons like the Phantom or the Vandal. Again, the pros and cons. For the pros, you have better accuracy than spraying, higher damage output than tapping, and effective at very close or mid-range. Cons are it requires control to manage the actual recoil, but it's less effective also at long ranges. Bursting is great when you need a bit more firepower but still want to maintain control. Remember to practice controlling the recoil to keep those bursts on target. The Phantom and Vandal are your go-to weapons for when bursting, or even if you want, you could do Bulldogs. Number 3. We have spraying. Spraying is all about unleashing a continuous stream of bullets. This technique is best for close quarters combat where you need to put your enemy down as quickly as possible, especially with weapons like the Spectre, the Bulldog, the Odin, the Ares, etc. The pros: maximum damage output. I mean, let me tell you, if you get flashed and an Odin starts spamming at you, bro, 9 times out of 10 you're dying. It's just how it is. Have you ever seen those clips on TikTok where people literally go from one angle to another just spraying with the Spectre and they end up getting a headshot? Yeah, that's pretty much how I died in 95% of my games. The cons are you get very low accuracy at long distances, it burns to your ammo like no tomorrow, and it's harder to control their recoil. Now, don't get me wrong, spraying can be a lifesaver in close gunfights, but it takes practice to control the recoil and keep your shots on target. If you're up close and personal with the enemy, don't hesitate, just spray and pray. The Spectre and Bulldog are great for spraying. So when to use tapping? Long range engagements, so situations where enemies are far away, typically when you have to clear a line of sight but at a distance, your best weapons of choice are a Vandal or a Guardian. Obviously, for a tip, aim for the head. The second situation on when to use tapping: when you're holding angles. When you're holding an angle and waiting for an enemy to peek, your best weapons of use are Vandals and Guardians as usual. Now, let's move on to when to use bursting. First off, bursting is mainly used in mid-range engagements, and a situation could be when an enemy is neither too close nor too far, such as in open areas or mid-lane fights. Now remember, fire in short, controlled bursts of about 2 to 5 bullets to maintain a balance between accuracy and damage output. We're not spraying, we're just bursting. Control your recoil to keep your bursts on target. And number 2, strafing and peeking. When you're moving in and out of cover or peeking corners, burst fire helps you quickly put damage on enemies while minimizing the time you are exposed. And the best weapons, obviously, like I've already said, Phantom and Vandal. Now, spraying. Number 1, close quarters combat. I wouldn't recommend spraying unless you're spraying through a smoke, spraying through a wall. That's not close quarters. So in a situation could be when you're in a close proximity of enemies, such just around the corner or in a tight space. Weapons best for this are Spectre, Bulldog, Phantom, Odin, etc. At close range, accuracy is less of a concern compared to putting out high damage quickly. Spray to maximize your damage output. Number 2, multiple enemies. This is another reason where you can spray, if you have to spray transfer. So when you're facing multiple opponents at once, probably best to go with a Phantom, just because a Vandal doesn't have the best recoil pattern. So spraying allows you to deal with multiple enemies without needing to reset your aim between shots, if you're good enough. Remember, if you're good enough. Aim for the upper body, obviously, to maximize your hit probability. And last but not least, for when to spray, is suppressing fire. So a situation like when you need to keep enemies pinned down or discourage them from pushing a site or planting the bomb, and the best weapons to do that are either Odin or a Phantom. Now, just for some general tips here, weapon familiarity. So what I mean by that is practice with different weapons to understand their spray patterns, recoil, and at effective ranges. Because if you don't know how to use the gun and you're just using it to use it when you're in a match, you're most likely not going to win your gunfights. To wrap things up here, here's a quick recap of just everything we've said in the video. Use tapping for those long-range headshots, burst for mid-range engagements, and spray when you're up close and personal. Mastering these techniques will make you so much more versatile and a deadly player in Valorant. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you never miss another Valorant related video like this again. But without further ado, this has been your boy D-Rose, and I'll catch you guys in a brand new video. Deuces.